If you're a California resident, please don't scroll because I'm shook. I'm shooker than the shooketh, okay? I woke up this morning in a good mood. I said, okay, let me go get myself something to eat, feeling something like some bagels. So I go to this place. I forget what it's called. I'll put it in the caption. I go to this place and I get two. I get two bagels. This is literally just egg, cheese, bacon. And I added avocado for $2 each. Okay? You do the math. This is how big it is. And I got a coffee, right? So all we have is two of these bad boys and a coffee, right? The coffee is good. This, not so much. Why did I pay $32? 32. Dang. 32, guys, for two bagels and a drink. A regular drink and two.
There's a lot going on in that video. She's right. Two bagels and a drink. 30. Things have gotten so out of control on prices that we got to look. Are we looking at a new idea of poverty? And we got to talk about this. We got to look at some of these videos. I saw this one right here when I woke up this morning from our old WEAR Pensacola, and it said that the official poverty line, $32,000 per year for a family of four, is nowhere adequate. And they're trying to say, if you don't make $140K per year, are you living in poverty? We got to talk about the poverty line. Let's get to it. I want to know all your thoughts in the comments down below.
Video for all those who think that living on disability is easy. I fought going on disability for multiple years till finally I had worked like 15 jobs in 1 year and I crashed out. I kept ending up in the hospital because I would get so burnt out. I didn't know how to take care of myself and take care of having a job. I went on disability. I was accepted because I'm disabled. Why? Why is rent so high? So I get about $1,400 a month, right? Okay, my rent is $1,050 plus my parking, so that brings me to $1,065. You take $1,400, minus it by $1,065. Not very much left. Let's see what else I have to pay for. Left with $335. Now let's add in the rest of my bills. We have $150 for my car insurance. Now I'm left with $185. $100 for my phone bill. Not forget how expensive gas is where I live. About, we'll say $65 for that. I'm left with about $20 roughly for food, any kind of feminine products, anything, literally anything. I am left with $20.
I want to know your thoughts about this. Comments down below. But she was given every bit of it. It's not like she worked and didn't have anything. She was given the money, but it didn't cover what she thought she needed in life. Very interesting concept. Is that considered poverty if you were given it?
The cost of food. I don't know if you've seen the cost of food or the cost of anything, but living on disability is fucking hard. Think back to 2020 and 2021 when they were giving out all the benefits for COVID. Everyone was given $2,000 a month. Because why? Because the $2,000 at that time was the bare minimum that you needed to survive. How do I get less than that? And inflation has risen so much higher and I still get less than that. And it's only been recent that I can actually live with somebody and it not affect my disability. I keep seeing headlines of disability being increased or restrictions being lifted on disability, but when I actually go through it, I haven't seen much.
I tell you, I was in the VA this morning. I was listening to some veterans talk about the raise of their compensation every month, like 2.5% or whatever it's going to be. But it doesn't keep up with inflation. And the one thing she is correct on is if you are on disability and if you are a older person and you're living on a fixed income, inflation is outpacing any type of increase of what they're giving you. You're being diluted out by inflation, and that's one of the hardest things to explain to a lot of people that's been going on in the last 4 or 5 years. Inflation ran up so fast that nobody has really realized they're cooked yet until they're paying $32 for a bagel and some coffee.
6 years ago, and we're in debt again, and I want to go over what that debt is. The total amount of debt is $92,589. So we have two cars. One car is $19,812 and the other one is $21,404. And so that is a combined total of $41,216. Our credit cards between me and my husband are $32,715. And we have loans. I included like a firm, bread, which was our furniture. I included that in there. I even included our phones, you know, like when you go to Verizon and get like a phone and they put it into your monthly payment. I even included those. So all of that included is $18,618. We have multiple loans from Upstart and Upgrade. Oh, and Avant gave me a loan too. So yeah, $92,589. We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again. And I want to go over.
I just can't with some of this. I remember the days just in my lifetime when you didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone until I was, you know, older in high school. And that was only to use in emergencies. I remember when my dad had a pager. I remember when he first got the first cell phone. I remember when houses didn't have AC. Like, only in recent time did houses have AC. I remember when people walked places. My dad used to tell me about riding a bike everywhere. Didn't even have a car for a long time. The standard we're living at is not, and that we're expected to have, is not what maybe is affordable for a lot of people. But we are considered in poverty if we don't have an iPhone. We don't have a lot of two cars. It's just expected to have all these things. And I get it. We live in a society where we should have these things and economy should be strong. But in the last 5 years, prices has run away from everybody without paying attention to now they're cooked. They're looking at their statements and they're realizing that they're at bankruptcy levels. And this is where America is right now, is they're staring at a lot of things that they're going to have to give up because the cost of it got so much. We're going to see later in this video where when you buy a new car, everything runs on subscriptions. You got a new car, but you can't use any of the accessories.
I am 22 years old and I am in $91,300 worth of debt and I am filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy today. I've had such a bad financial burden the last couple years, so after meeting with an attorney and doing lots of research, I realized that filing bankruptcy really isn't as bad as it's made out to be, and it was truly going to be my best bet. I decided to file Chapter 7, and truthfully, my consumer debt really is not that bad. A lot of people have it a lot worse financially.
Come on, bankruptcy at 22? No way. Judge isn't going to let that happen. No way. No way.
But for me, $91,000 was just too much. It was uncomfortable and I just wanted to get a fresh start. I moved to Texas directly after high school and I made a lot of very irresponsible decisions financially and really dug myself into a big hole of debt. I decided, let's go ahead and file bankruptcy. Let's give myself a clean slate. That way I can stop stressing and I can actually do better. Okay, just to give you a little breakdown of the debt that I do have that totals up to $91,300. I owe about $51,000 on the vehicle that I have. We did try selling that, trading it in, all that good stuff, but I have way too much negative equity to come out on top. I bought a motorcycle back in 2022. Thought that was a great idea. I owe $5,000 still on that. Same thing.
It's only $5,000.
Tried selling it, not able to get what we owe out of it. I do own a camper, and I owe about $13,400 on that. However, I live out of that camper because I can't afford a house. So I am keeping that since I do live in it. I have $2,200 worth of medical bills that I had no idea were in collections. And then I have $12,000 worth of student loans. However, those do not get forgiven with bankruptcy, so I will still continue.
How do you not know you have all that medical debt? I mean, they send you letters.
And then I have about $7,700 worth of credit card debt, all coming into a grand total of $91,300. So after meeting with an attorney, she decided filing Chapter 7 is going to be my best bet. So that's what we're going to go ahead and
I want to know your comments down below. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm willing to bet they're going to take that camper because it's not homesteaded. I think, like in my state, homestead exemption, homestead protection, house property. I don't think something with wheels is going to be in that category, but I do know they'll let you keep, in some places, 2 cars and a house, but that's a trailer. I don't know. Comment down below if you're an attorney. That's interesting. Lots of bad ideas there, and how she got there, I just don't think the judge is going to let her have bankruptcy on that. 22 years old, you're ruined for a long time. Not buying a house.
I'm being sued by a credit card company for $5,000 for not paying the bill. You know how you don't know what you don't know? Well, I learned this the fucking hard way. I got into a lot of debt being a single mom in nursing school. Like, I really racked my credit cards up surviving, you know? And then when I started making money, I tried really hard to pay them off, but it just, like, I was drowning in it. I just, like, had a really hard time getting out of it. I tried to get a loan and I couldn't get approved for one, so I ended up consolidating all my debt. You know, like, I did research it. Like, I understood I was going to ruin my credit. I knew that it was going to be bad, but I had just gotten a new car. I had my place. Like, it was fine. Like, I could handle this for a couple years and just...
Key there, new car. Cars get people in more financial troubles because they are a depreciating asset that the moment you sign the dotted line and you go to the stop sign, it's dropped 20%. And for young people, they always think they have to have a new car. I never had a new car until I was 30. I paid cash for it. There are good used cars out there, and it's part of paying your dues. Sometimes you just can't get that new Zoom when you can't afford it, especially in her situation. There's the money right there for the credit card.
I had bad credit for a while, then build it back up. And this is my fault for not understanding, but I just didn't know. You have to stop paying on the bills because they won't settle your credit card bills unless there's, like, you're behind on them and there's a need for it. So you just stop paying on them, which felt wrong, but it's what I did. But one of the ones that I owed, like, $5,000 on, which was my biggest one, that was the only one that they, like, didn't shut down, and it just, like, kept growing and growing and growing. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? And they were like, just keep paying us and, like, we'll get it settled. And I was like, okay, like, this is what I do. Eventually the credit card did get shut down, but I still never got, like, the documentation saying it was settled. And I was like, you know, it'll probably be coming. I just need to build that account up more, you know, whatever. So I've been paying my monthly payments, you know, trying to get it settled. And then today, as I'm sitting in my car, I get served. And, like, I just didn't even know that this was a fucking option. The credit card company's suing me for the $5,000, but I've also been paying the $5,000 off from the other company. So, of course, I call them and I spend all morning on the phone with these fucking people. And they're just like, well, all we can do is extend your payments out because obviously they have to make a profit, right? So if it's settled for the amount that it's settled for, then they're not making a profit. So they want mass amounts more money in order to settle this now. But I'm also at the same time being sued and have to go to court over this. And they're now telling me, like, oh, well, you won't have to go to court if you just extend your payments to us. But, like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know. I can't afford a fucking lawyer. I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore.
They got you because it's not enough to pay for a lawyer. A retainer for an attorney is going to be $5,000. They've got a lawyer. Odds are they're going to be sitting in court with a stack of these, one attorney, and he's just going to be going through them. Bam, 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 bam. And if you don't know what to do, you're done. That's how that stuff works. It's wild. And they know that. They know the system is against you. You can't fight it. You're going to pay 33.5% interest on this bad boy probably. And don't have a credit card. I know, it's hard to say. I know she's in a tough spot. Don't have a credit card. Don't do debt. Don't buy cars, new cars, on debt. Get that $10,000 jobber. I know it's tough with a child because you got to have something that's very, you know, safe to drive in. But, man, can't do it this way.
And it's just one of those things that feels like I tried so fucking hard. Like, I got myself through nursing school as a single mom, and it was really fucking hard. And I've been trying so hard to get ahead, and every time something happens, it's just like this. Like, I'm never gonna be okay. And it's one of those times I wish I just had a family member I could call to rescue me.
Family support system,
but I
big.
don't. I just feel like I have to try so much harder than everybody else just for the, like, bare minimum of life. And, you know, I did the whole thing.
Keep your head up. You can do this. Keep your head up. It's only $5,000. We can do this. Pick up a side job. We can do this. Start a YouTube channel. We can do this. $5,000. You can do this. It's only $5,000. Get rid of the car.
Yo, we're in a Toyota 2025, and we noticed that on the screen, you can't use navigation unless you pay a subscription fee for it, right? Which is insane. Like, you can't just hook your phone up and use navigation on your phone. That's free. So we looked at the subscription fees, and it's $15 a month. It's also $15 a month to stream music to the actual screen in your car. Okay, together it's $25 a month. And it's,
No
way.
way.
I also saw somebody on a forum say it's $8 a month to be able to see your oil level and your tire pressure. Bruh, look at this.
No way.
Tire pressure. What?
What?
Kind of hell.
To use the car.
The
to
car-
basically use the car. And the key fob.
The car's like 40 grand. Oh yeah, remote start. You have to literally pay a subscription fee to get remote start. The vehicle is capable of all these things. What the fuck
You
reality
have to
are we living
pay
in?
to use them.
That's insane, but that's the future to all this. You buy something, then it's a giant brick until you pay for all the subscription services. That will keep going up. Nothing is a fixed cost anymore. Nothing. We're learning that with property taxes going up. We're learning that with insurance going up. This is the pot getting hotter around you, and you're that little lobster. Right here, not buying a 2025 Toyota. Jailbreaking cars is going to be a big business. Yes, there's got to be a workaround. You can't, that should be illegal. The subscription culture has got to stop. There's a subscription culture for everything right now, and then the junk fees on top of it is what's insane, because there's a transaction cost on everything. Will not be buying a Toyota any. I hate that because I love Toyotas. It's my favorite. I got a Toyota. Why can't they just stay the same? The days of a $15,000 out the door brand new car that does everything, what happened to that? $10,000. I hope Toyota is watching this because this is pure insanity. Shame on you, Toyota. Shame on you.
So I just need to know from all the MAGAs out there, do you guys, like, you don't care about federal aid for students? You don't care about college? Like, you really don't care if the kids can apply to go to college? Like, if student aid is being taken, if the Department of Education is being shut down, then what happens to FAFSA? Like, what happens to the website for all of the students to go and apply for student aid?
If you're an expert in this subject, please comment down below. I don't think it has. I could be wrong. But I know my financial aid was an M16 and a rucksack, and they told me to walk that way. Got me through.
And you guys really don't care about that? Like, you really, like, don't give a shit about that? Because we have kids graduating in, like, 3 months. They are applying for college right now. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, these kids are 18. Like, what am I supposed to tell my son?
Tell you, my dad told me when I turned 18, it was either the Marine Corps, the Army, or I had to figure out how to pay for it. It wasn't given to me. But I will say, college being sold to young kids at an 8 to 10% interest rate on a student loan is one of the greatest scams of our entire society right now. Some of them are more than that. For a degree that either won't be used in 5 or 10 years or is worthless the moment you get it. Shame on all the college counselors out there that sell these kids these ideas for a degree that's going to make nothing. I've talked about this at length, and I want y'all to comment down below if I'm wrong. Right here, this guy says, she's full of, you know what, my son is in his senior year in college and his FAFSA went through just fine. You want to know what I know, how I know this? Because I'm the one who had to fill it out for him. My mom made me fill that out. She made me do all that stuff. Are we doing too much for kids now? I want to know, real talk. Are we doing too much? I had to figure all this stuff out. Is the idea of poverty and entitledness, is that a word? Is that where we're basing poverty at now? That we expect all these things? You know, there are other ways out there. Learn a trade, go in the military, go into service, be a community first responder, work your way up, go to college at 30 after you saved up the money. It is possible.
How do people run businesses and make money? I've been running a business for 8 years now, make 6 figures. Not bragging. I don't have any of it. It's all gone. Insurance, 9 different kinds of insurance, business licenses, inventory, just like, save none of it. America is built on the back of small businesses. Yeah, because I'm on all fours getting fucked by the government.
Dude, It is so hard to run a business right now. Every insurance goes up. There's federal taxes, state taxes. The state taxes are the worst. Then you got county taxes for licenses and all the things that go around. If you're a real estate agent, you got NAR dues, FAR bar dues, random DPR dues. You got all your equipment to run your business. You got to pay for all the lock boxes. You got to buy, dues in every different area you're working in. Signs, car maintenance that keeps going up, tires. There are so many things, and I would hate to have to hold inventory and then deal with shipping and exchanges, and then the Florida Department of Revenue will just randomly send you letters. You have nothing to do with them. They'll just think you owe them money, and then it's up to you to prove it. The IRS is the same way. My heart goes out for all the small business owners out there, just holding it together, because you're going to work 80 hours for yourself instead of 40 hours for somebody else just to run a business. And then the politicians will be the first ones to come after you. It's a crazy world we live in.
I'm drowning in credit card debt. And I don't know what to do. If you're seeing this video, you probably are also drowning in credit card debt. And I wish I knew how to help you, but I don't. Because I don't even know what to do for me. So here's the story. I'm 30. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2, and I have something called cystic fibrosis. And back in November of last year, I left my career, and I had been a working person ever since I could get a permit because my health was deteriorating, and my husband and I decided it was more important that I stay home with the kids and stop trying to work at the same time and consider my health first, because obviously, if you know what CF is, it already shortens my life expectancy, and my kids deserve for me to be here as long as possible. So we did that, and everything was okay because my husband worked really hard and he figured out a way to bridge the gap between the two incomes, and it was good until it wasn't. And then we started putting stuff on credit cards, and we couldn't pay those credit cards off like we were used to. And then a couple months ago, we regrouped, we figured some stuff out, and we found some extra money. We did some extra things to make some extra money, and we started putting that towards the debt. But then our escrow went up. It was severely deficient, so our mortgage payment went up by $400 a month and took all of that extra money that we had found. And now I don't have the opportunity to go work. I don't have the opportunity, because of my health, to do anything else other than just take care of my kids and myself right now.
So what she's talking about is when you pay for your house, it all goes in escrow, taxes, insurance, and it's held and it pays out. People are finding out that while all this was going down the last 5 years and these prices went up, the politicians were meeting in the back room out there figuring out how to raise our taxes. And all of a sudden it's hitting in this year, this last year, the next year. And people are figuring out that their taxes are going through the roof. Hundreds of dollars of extra a month is, their escrow is asking for it. And then their insurance went up. And then the maintenance on their house went up. And then their HOA went up. And the insurance at their HOA went up. And it all went up. And if you were living at a level that you thought was safe, now all of a sudden it's 30% more because also your utilities went up 30%. It's catching people, and that's the situation she's in. She was probably fine before until her escrow exploded. Or they say, you know what? We're going to drop your insurance because of your roof. That's $20,000 that needs to be replaced, that we decided you need to replace it early, or that handrail or whatever. And they force place your insurance. It goes from $3,000 a year to $15,000 a year until you get that roof replaced. And that's where everybody's money's going in these houses. Talked about it a lot. It's a very scary situation, and this is real. And this is what's putting people into the new poverty.
You tell me you guys bought a house and you didn't have $5,000 saved up on the side?
No.
Then you were not ready to get a house. $5,000 shouldn't have made or break you.
To be fair, we had been married for
To be fair, f you. I don't care.
6 months.
You don't get a house if you don't have a fully funded emergency fund to cover everything you need to live for 6 months while owning the house.
That's why they call a mortgage broker. That's why they say a mortgage broker will make you broker. Facts.
Well, we did.
Huh?
We did buy the house when we weren't ready.
How did you not think of closing costs? Did your realtor not tell you about closing costs?
They did. And then we just pulled a personal loan for it.
Come on.
Oh, why'd you do that?
So our realtor was like, if you guys pull a personal loan, you'll be able to afford the
I don't
closing
think
costs.
it says that. No
well,
way.
he wanted money. That's
no, but I have a realtor and he actually gives me good advice. He happily tells me not to buy things
I tell
constantly.
people don't do stuff all the time as a real estate agent, but that realtor would have known that if she pulls a personal loan at the same time she's getting a regular loan for a house, odds are deal's not going through. Those underwriters are 100% going to deny the loan if it's done without them knowing on the last day. I don't know. Call BS on that one, but I will say that this happens all the time, that people will get to the closing table, can't afford the insurance policy because it's going to be more than they thought, or a hot water heater goes out right when they get there, or they need a roof, and they're looking at bankruptcy because they can't do either. Their insurance explodes after the fact because they need a new roof and they wind up losing the house. This happens a lot. You got to be very careful when you go to buy a house because the unexpected costs of ownership are constantly going up. But that's all I got, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below. These are very interesting. Trying to give a little life advice because I'm starting to get older here and I've been through a lot. And it seems like everybody needs some financial education because we're constantly seeing that the idea of poverty is going up, 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 and up. And I never thought we'd be looking at a time where $130,000, $140,000 a year is considered not enough. I do think that our lifestyle creep is happening a lot. Y'all might not like me on that one, but I want to know your thoughts. Disagree with me in the comment section down below. And if you're looking to buy or sell real estate on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama, my email is down below. I'd be happy to help you. And if you need an agent anywhere in the country, I can help you find one. And I'll see you guys on the next one.